What's up YouTube? This is the Working Investor. I know it's been some time since I posted a video. I've just been really busy working and investing. So I recently, I've been interested in options trading for quite some time. I never really pulled the trigger, and in the past couple months I've actually started working with options. So I have a theory that one can be financially independent with financial option premium selling. Before I do anything, I have a disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not an accountant. This is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. So in today's video, we're going to talk about setting a realistic earning goal that I think could be attainable. Again, just my opinion. What the numbers could look like, and we'll talk about a couple of strategy ideas. So here we go. So the target that in my opinion, that could be achievable would be to aim for 1 to 2% return per week, or 1.5% if you want to average it out. Say for example, you have an account size of $50,000. Now, the reason why I chose $50,000 is I'm trying to demonstrate that you do not need to have $1 million in order to have a nice amount of return with, my option strategy theory. Let's say, so we'll go back to the case. So somebody has an account size of $50,000, and then let's say we're using our example that we're getting 1.5% return per week, times that by $50,000. So that take home the gross would be $750 per week, and then you got to take off taxes for that. Always put away money for taxes. Just take $750 and then times it by 52 weeks in the year, so that would gross $39,000. That's a nice amount of money. Let's say somebody has an account of $100,000. You just double it, so it would be, instead of $750 a week, it would be $1,500 a week gross return, and that would be a nice $70,000 gross. Just to see a little bit more about these numbers, so going back to the 1 to 2% per week return. Now these numbers are different than the ones you saw here, because here I'm talking about gross returns. Here I'm trying to calculate a little bit of adjustment for taxes. I'm assuming just putting an average, just putting a middle tax bracket of 22%. So if somebody has to pay 22% tax, that means they would only take home 0.78% of their paycheck. So going back to the example of somebody who has a portfolio of $50,000, making a return of 1.5% or 0.015%, that would be $750 as we saw in the slide, and there's a $750. And then adjusting that for taxes would be $585. So the take-home estimated, again emphasizing estimated, would be around $30,000 a year. That's not bad. If somebody has a portfolio of $50,000 and they're taking home almost their entire portfolio in return, that's a pretty nice return. And that means, so if you just take that out, then you just keep your principal and then you just enjoy that return to pay for your expenses. But if you want to reinvest it, here's some magic. So when you reinvest your $585 on that first week and you keep reinvesting it, etc., it's not going to be simple math like 50,000 plus 30,420, so then you would expect, at the end of the year to have, $80,420. That's not putting in consideration this exponential growth. So if you scroll down, I put a lot of work into this 52-week pattern, you will see that it's greater than 80,420. It's actually 108,091. Now if you were to, just for fun purposes, if you take 108,000, let's just round it down to 108,000, and you reinvest that in year 2, so now you've been doing this for 1 year, and now you're in your second year, and maybe this year you decide to take the money out and enjoy it and use it to pay off some of your expenses. So now your weekly estimated option premiums after tax estimated would be $1,263. Now, $1,263 per week can definitely help cover some of the expenses. That's over $4,000, well, close to $5,000 a month. That's not bad. We're talking take home. That is really good. And that comes out to be $65,000 net after taxes. Again, estimated per year. Every tax situation could be different, single versus married, filed jointly, all kinds of other considerations. But if you were not to take that out, just one more year, just let it grow for one more year, and you get that, 1.5% or 0.015. Look what happens after year number 2. Look at the magic of compound interest. Not compound interest, but compounding growth is what I mean. It would be you would have a portfolio of $233,000. So that, my friends, is a very nice account. Starting off with, over 2 years, starting off with $50,000, you almost over 4x your amount. So that's very powerful. Again, it's a theory. I don't know if it works. If you see me homeless on the street, you'll know that it did not work. Some of the strategies that I use is the wheel strategy. I try to be somewhat conservative. I'm not saying this is the safest. Obviously not being in options is safer. Again, do not sue me. I am not a financial person. No certifications here. And I use some credit spreads and some iron condors. I may make some other videos explaining these in more detail. There's a lot to unpack over here, and I'm sure if you're here, there's a lot of other resources out there that could explain this more. And if you're here, I bet you're a bit more advanced than the average Joe. Thank you so much for viewing my video. If you like it, give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and hopefully we'll get some more out to you soon. Thank you.